my dad, but I thought he was dead. She kidnapped him. I was running away from an abusive relationship. So I came down here with nothing. I started taking or applying for jobs that I was not qualified for. I can talk my way into anything. I can make you think that I know what I'm doing. I found out I was pregnant with twins. Monday I was back in school after a C-section and I wrote it out to the end. I sexually abused him. I physically abused him. We ended up getting divorced and then ended up getting remarried, but nonetheless.
This is...
Okay.
No.
Hello, my Dope Blend family.
It's that time again?
It's that time again, another episode, another exciting episode, right?
Yep.
Yes, we're so happy that you guys are here today. I hope you're enjoying the season so far. And in addition to that, I want to make sure you all subscribe, like and subscribe, and also comment. We are on all social media platforms. We are on Instagram, My Dope Blend Podcast. We are also at the Bonus Club, and we are on TikTok as BMom40.
Yes.
And also, we have our website.
www.mydopeblend.com.
And y'all got to make sure y'all join a community. Make sure you keep in touch with us. Let us know how you feel, what's going on in your blended life, in your marriages, in your situation. Give us comments, topics to discuss. And then also, you'll be allowed to see some behind the scenes things, right? All right.
Well, you got that good today.
I did it good today. Y'all, I'll be flip-flopping on that. But I'm so excited, though, about our guest today.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, y'all, we're about to have some good open conversation. We have Attorney Roy of J. Roy Law Firm. Whoa. Now, let me tell you, she practices family law, personal injury, and mediation. So we're about to dig deep into it. As you all remember, in season 2, we had an attorney, 2 attorneys as well, but now it's about to get a little bit.
So this a different attorney.
This is a different attorney who got some stories to tell us.
Let's do it.
Welcome, Attorney Roy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited. I got a chance to meet Attorney Roy at an event for girls. It was a Christmas event, and I just loved your personality. I loved your story. I loved everything about you. And I was just like, you know what? I think she'll be perfect for the podcast. So tell our audience, tell our viewers all about you, exactly what you do, and kind of talk about how all of this encompasses blended.
Sure. So I was born in Hawaii. I grew up a military brat, and so I moved a lot. I was born in Hawaii. I've lived in Germany, California, New York. My father retired at Fort Bragg, which is in North Carolina. I went to high school there. And so high school, my next step just naturally was joining the military. So I joined the Army National Reserve, Army National Guard Reserve, when I was 17. My mother had to sign a document because I wasn't 18 yet, but I graduated early. So I went to basic training, the best time of my life. I've always been athletic. I'm a ball player, so I played ball in the military. And then it started getting real sticky, like the wars in Iraq started around that time. So I jumped out because I ain't trying to fight nobody's war.
That's real.
I got on out, moved to Atlanta because they said it was the Black Mecca. And I wanted to see what life was really going to be like. So I came down here with nothing, a trunk full of clothes. I was running away from an abusive relationship, and I started my life here in 2001. And I have not looked back since.
Wow.
Got a job like where the staff agency hires you. So I got 2 part-time jobs. I worked at racetrack at night. I was just getting into it. And then I was in corporate America. I started taking or applying for jobs that I was not qualified for, but I had the gift of gab. Like I can talk my way into anything. I can make you think that I know what I'm doing.
That's him.
So my very first like big time job, I would say, one of the headhunters asked to take me to lunch and offered me a job on the spot. And at that time, he offered me $50,000. And I was like, what? Me? I'm on my way.
I
You
got it.
start
What you
tomorrow.
want
Now what do I do again?
I was like 50,000 because my father spent 20 years in the military, and at 20 years when he retired, he did not earn that per year.
Wow.
And he was an E6.
Wow.
Great benefits, great retirement,
Sure.
but his monthly income was nothing.
It's not bad.
So I was ecstatic. I started my way, and I had been in corporate America ever since.
Okay.
Wow.
So what brought you to become an attorney?
So, girl, in 2008,
Yeah, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was sitting here thinking the same thing. Like, wait a minute now,
You did all of that.
you got to take us to attorney.
Okay. So 2008, I went to my high school reunion, which was in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
And I saw one of the ladies that I went to high school with. We were never friends, but we were cool. She had just graduated from Wake Forest Law School. And I was like, law school? Like, how you go to law school? Like, because we came from the same neighborhood, like Fayetteville, North Carolina. They call it Vietnam. All military,
Really?
yes,
Wow,
all
you
military
learn something
people.
every day.
Never heard that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay. She was pregnant. She was married. And she already had a kid at home. So my frame was, I already had 2 kids by the time I went to this reunion. And I just knew, like, I can't go to college with kids. I can't do it. But when I saw her and I talked to her, it was this nugget that God dropped in my heart, like, you can do this.
Wow.
This is actually what I want you to do. And I was like, I got bills, I got kids. There's no way I can do this.
Sure.
2008, that happened. 2009, I was laid off. I have never been without a job since I was 15.
Wow.
I was laid off. I had 2 children, but it was during the time where the unemployment was paying out for like years, right? 2009. So from 2009, when I got laid off, I just felt this pulling, like, it's time. It's time for you to do what you didn't know you could do.
Wow.
I didn't even have an associate's degree at that point.
Wow.
So I did my associate's degree in a year. I did my undergrad at Mercer University in Atlanta. I finished that in 2011, graduated. Child, that LSAT, I took a weekend prep course. Now, I didn't know. I thought I was that girl. I took a weekend prep course. Most people take 6 to 8 months.
It takes a while.
I took the LSAT, and my scores came back. I didn't know what was good or bad. I just applied. So I applied to 2 colleges in Florida and 2 in Atlanta. I got accepted into 3 colleges out of the 4. And I was like, I'm that girl. Because my LSAT was not like, it wasn't, I wasn't getting nowhere good. But I've always had the philosophy, it doesn't matter where you go to law school, right? A lot of people want to go to a Ivy League law school. My thing is, I'm a hustler. So it doesn't matter where I go, where I land my feet, I'm going to make my grass green. So it didn't matter where I went. I ended up going to Atlanta's John Marshall Law School, best decision of my life.
Oh my
Because
God,
it
this
was-
is so crazy.
It was full-time, part-time, summer, right? And so got my acceptance letter May 29th, I want to say. Maybe June 2nd or June 3rd, I found out I was pregnant with twins.
Wow.
What?
You already had 2.
I already had 2.
Okay.
Found out I was pregnant with twins, and for a brief moment, the enemy tried to tell me, well, I guess it ain't your time. And God said, no, it's your time. Go ahead and go. I got this. When I started law school, I didn't have the credit to get the loans. And my father, who, my biological father, who I was estranged from, offered to put his name on the loan out of nowhere. Paid my seat deposit. Like, I did not have a relationship with him for him to do that. So I knew it was God. And then I got in law school, and my first 1L year, first semester, I was pregnant. My 1L second semester is when I gave birth. My twins were born on January 17th. And you cannot miss 6 days of school in law school. Like, total.
Wait, total.
Total. It's the 3-year program.
3-year program.
And you can't
If you're
miss
full.
6 days.
Can't miss 6 days. So I gave birth
He
on.
would
I don't ever need to go to law school.
He would
I'd have
be
been 6
kicked out.
days in the first semester. I'm just telling you right now.
Can't miss
I
it.
got a show.
Tuesday I gave birth. Monday I was back in school after a C-section.
Sheesh.
And I wrote it out to the end.
Wow.
So okay. Oh my God, that's crazy. So 4 kids, law school. And I have to go back just a second because you talked about your father being in the military. So is that your
That's
bonus?
my stepfather, my bonus
so
dad.
your bonus dad the way you talked about him to viewers,
You would
I
have
would have
thought
thought immediately that was your biological father.
Mm-hmm.
Then you tell us that your biological father, who you didn't have a relationship with, steps up and steps in at the nick of time for you for school. Now, we're going to go back to that because I would love to know how your bonus dad felt about your bio dad coming in and helping you.
So, great question.
So actually, if we can,
Yeah.
because I think that that's going to be amazing when you do elaborate on that. But I think that it stands to, I think that our viewers and our listeners would be happy to learn a fun fact about you. So you're showing a lot of excitement as you listen to her talk. I think that y'all should hear
Why she excited?
Exactly.
Why you
are
excited?
you so excited when you hear all these names and schools and all this kind of stuff? Tell 'em.
So viewers, everything that she's saying is parallel to my life. I went to Clark Atlanta University, political science. I wanted to be an attorney. Specifically, I took the LSAT. I am very familiar with John Marshall Law School because I was going to apply to it. And I have always wanted to be in family law. And I actually am a mediator as well. We actually went to the same mediation school, which is so weird. And even now, having, being married and having kids, in the back of my mind, I always say, should I go back to law school? No, I can't. I can't do 3. I can't do 3 years because I can't work. Then I can't do that 5-year program because that 5-year program is just too long. I'm just like, is that something I really want to do? So it's exciting because just to hear you talk about something that has been deeply embedded in me, and everybody says, like, even at my current corporate job, they're like, have you ever thought about law? I'm like, that's just... It's just me. It's just who I am.
Lean on Me, when Puerto Rican girls doing all that talking to Joe Clark. And he said, with a mouth like yours, you ought to study law. With a mouth like hers, she should have been a lawyer.
And the weird thing is, I come from a blended situation, but didn't know I was in one. So my biological father is my sister's bonus dad, but it never was. I never saw that because, I didn't, he to him, that's my child. And so I don't know what drew me to family law. When I was in school, I would just hear different things about it and read about it. And I was like, this is very interesting, custody battles and all of this. And I want to see both sides to it.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you what got me into it.
Oh, okay. So let's
All
go.
right,
Let's
so
do it.
okay,
Let's talk about it. Play.
So, and just a caveat, like I went to school later in life, like law school and being a lawyer is like my second career. My first career I would consider would be corporate America. I worked in finance.
Okay.
So I went to law school when I was 32.
Okay.
So 32, 4 kids. What drew me to family law though specifically was I got a divorce from my second husband.
Okay.
And we had a daughter.
Okay.
And he had
I'm keeping up.
He had all the bread. I was just working with these 2 kids, and we had to go to court. And he had a team of lawyers, and I was by myself. And I said,
That was your inspiration.
That was the inspiration for law and family school.
Yeah.
Not knowing that the next year I would go to my reunion and see someone else inspire me, which was like a double back, right?
That's strategic.
So he had a team of lawyers, but because I feel like it has always been my gift to be in a courtroom, I won.
Wow.
What? She stayed with me. Because I also was a great mom. Like, stop playing. Yeah. Right? Like, if I was a crazy, aside from being able to stand up for myself in court, like I was a great mom.
Yes.
And so I won the custody. Went to the reunion. Little backdrop. So yeah, that was my inspiration. Like, I'm getting into family law. Went to law school, and what professors will tell you is like, you don't really know what you want to do. You know, you got to kind of fill it out, what area, because it's a million types of law.
Yes, it is.
Right now, my family called me for everything. Hey, I got a scratch. My doctor I didn't put no cream. Like, they want me to do everything. I'm like, hey, y'all, hey, focus.
Yes.
Family law, personal injury, right? And I do mediations, but It was just the best thing that I never thought I could do. I don't have any. I was first to graduate from college in my family, like regular college.
Wow.
Not to mention law.
Not to mention law school. I was the first to the first person in my family to know what a 6-figure salary looks like, and not to boast about that, because that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
It is. I never feel like I'm working.
Wow.
I never feel like I'm
what you
working.
do?
I
Wow.
love what I do.
Wow.
Even with all the drama that family
Sure.
law brings, I absolutely love it. And I know I was called to it because through that, I minister as well.
Sure. Wow.
So-
Well,
I
we
want to
can
know about
hear
the
it.
drama too. Yeah,
So-
yeah. Go ahead. I do.
No.
I want to hear about
So
it.
I know that she had raised a great question about the dynamic between your bonus dad and your bio dad, and I do think we should go back to that as well. But I got a question. So you said you had 2 children. Okay, and prior to law school, you had gone through a divorce with your second husband. You said he had a daughter and you were in custody.
No, we had a daughter.
Together.
Yes.
That's one of the 2.
Yes.
I understand.
he wanted
Yes.
custody.
Okay.
Now,
I
the
got
first
you.
one wasn't his.
Right. No, I'm
Right.
with you. I'm rolling with you. I'm just keeping it. Okay,
I had a
so,
few hot summers before I settled down.
Mama! Come on here. That's a different show.
Yes.
I want to hear about that. I want to hear about that.
So in regards to, he had all the lawyers and all of that stuff, what did you have to do? How did you prepare yourself, or what was coming at you that you was like, I got you on this, that then, you see yourself doing even now as an attorney in family law?
So where people the misconception is that, high power lawyers are automatically a win, right? But they got to have something to win with. And for law and family law, there's a lot of discrepancy. There's a lot of discretion what judges can do. And so just because you have the big ticket lawyer, right, doesn't mean that you're going to be a winner. He spent all the money. I ain't spend nothing because I didn't have any to spend.
Wow.
And I walked away with custody of our daughter.
Wow.
And because he had no daggers to throw at me, right? I wasn't a crackhead. I wasn't an alcoholic. She's never been, Mr. Doctor's appointment. She was up on all her stuff. She went to school, daycare, and all the things. And so just because he had the lawyers, I knew I was a great mom, and there was nothing he could do. Now, in Georgia, when you're going for a divorce, both parents are on the same level playing field. There's no favor towards a mother or a father.
So that's good to know.
Right, so that's in a divorce, because if a child is born in wedlock, both parents have equal rights to that child.
Wow.
What the court has to decide is what's going to be in this child's best interest now that you guys will not be living together. And that's where I won, because I was the primary caretaker. I was the one that did all the appointments.
Sure.
You just made the money, right? And the money you thought was going to make you, but it didn't.
Wow.
So
That's good. That's good.
Now, so let me dig a little bit deeper on that. So my husband is divorced, and when we got together, even before, honestly, we got married.
Y'all notice that she called me my husband instead of calling me Greg? Now, when I talk about how I say Leslie.
What's wrong with me saying my husband?
They know by now.
Oh my God, Greg. Anyway, so
Your husband.
my husband, you mine. So let me stress that, okay?
Wait a minute, hot summer.
So
What y'all say, clock it?
So with that, my husband was doing, Greg was doing a lot of things. So he was like, so he would do things, he paid his child support. And on top of that, we talked about this in a prior episode, he was giving additional to that. And I was like, and then when we would get them,
they need everything.
He wasn't getting the clothes. No, they need clothes, this, that. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've never been married, I don't have no kids, but I was like, that don't make no sense. And he was like, no, that's, I said, where's your divorce decree? And he was like, why? I said, I want to see it. And so he was like, all right. And I'll never forget, he went to his mom, he was like, look, I got to find this divorce decree. So I literally went into the office and went line by line, like of the divorce decree. And I came back to him and I said, you don't have to do what you're doing, right? And he was like, no. I said, no, it's not. I said, like, things that were outlined according to if they were in private school, which they were not, they hadn't been anymore. You were still doing, I said, according to this, you could go back to court. I said, because she's not following this. She's there.
And this why the ex hate to see somebody like her coming. Boy, they hate to see you coming.
And
I get a lot of business from I get my most business when the boo get a new boo.
Wow.
And I love it.
And guess what? Hated to see me,
Hated to see you coming.
When the clothes situation, he was like, no, it's all right. I gotta go get them some clothes. I said, you paid half of those clothes. He was like, excuse me. I said, you pay child support, and on top of that, she sends you receipts. You pay half of that. Those clothes are yours too. So therefore, when they get dropped off, get your clothes. Get your clothes.
That's a
And
legal term.
So he has a conversation. I don't know what they said, but he was like, you need to start sitting in the bag. But I tell you, baby, that attitude was sitting in that bag. It was an attitude. I was like, he didn't want to ask. He did not initially.
They started bringing their own clothes.
They didn't.
Yes, they
see
did.
how these stories change? I know.
Didn't I tell y'all about the girl from Lean On Me? That's her.
But anyway, there was a lot of things in there.
But there were things that had to adjust over time, because I was just like, nah, it's not what it was in the beginning. So 5 years from the beginning, certainly some things should be adjusted.
Yeah, and I mean, she was taking advantage of your kindness and the fact that you just wanted to be present, because sometimes, unfortunately, parents use their children as the weapon, right? Or if you don't do this, you can't. If you are used to getting them, let's say Thursday to Sunday, even though the order says Friday to Sunday, right? Oh, I'll just take that Thursday away, right? It's very vindictive in some cases. I'm not saying that was yours, but most of the time when people go over and beyond, it's because they are trying to make nice, make the other parent comfortable. Make sure they can keep their time, their extra time that might not be in the court order.
So can you tell us some of the really difficult things that you see right now in the family law, the court, in custody battles and things like that? And before you even say that, is there a difference between a divorce decree and child support and then someone who they've never been married, they're just going after child support from their baby daddy or something like that? Is there two different?
The hardest thing in family law is when a child or children have either one very toxic parent or both parents are so toxic that the kids get left in the middle without being parented. There was one case in my 14 years that I fought so hard for these kids to not have to visit with a particular father because he was so bad for them. Like, he was spiraling out of control himself, and this was like a 3-year process. But he was just doing things to their detriment, physically, mentally, emotionally. One of the children ended up in like a long-term facility for mental health. The other one attempted suicide like 3 times, and it was all because dad was so toxic. So that's hard to watch, hard to walk through with clients, especially now. I'm not going to do the toxic parent. So if I represent someone and I later learn that they are the one that's actually the problem, I'll drop them, because I cannot advocate for someone that I don't fully believe has their children's best interests at heart. And so that's just part of I like to represent people who I feel like represent what's best for the kids in a divorce. Now, if you have children with someone in Georgia that you are not married to, as a father, you have no legal rights to that child. 0 rights.
Wow.
Nothing. You can't do nothing with that child. You have to go through the legitimation process. You must, and it has to go through Superior Court. You cannot do it on your own. It has to be signed off on by a judge. So the legitimation is the route to take if you have children and you're not married to that mother. You got to go through legitimation, or you have no rights as a father. They can still get child support. Because as long as DNA is established.
Now, how?
Y'all, if y'all see the crew, they like, what?
I wish we could turn this camera around sometimes. Y'all can see what's going on behind the camera. So a mom and a dad, a woman and a man
have a baby. They're unmarried. So because they're unmarried, the father automatically has 0 rights. Correct.
That's crazy.
Until he goes through a legal legitimation that has to go through the Supreme Court.
Superior
Superior,
court.
I'm sorry, Superior Court. But at the same time, mom can get child support.
Go through child support services, get a DNA test. Now, here's the catch. The DNA test is offered, it's not mandatory. So
Okay.
if a father says, no, I don't want it, you still gonna pay child support.
Okay, but wait, okay, now I got a question. Okay,
Y'all
the
are
woman
grown.
can get child support after a DNA test.
Correct.
Right? Okay. But does the DNA test not serve as the legitimation?
It just proves paternity. It proves that you're the father. That's
So
it.
what does
It
what
doesn't
does
give you
legitimation do?
It gives you legal rights. It gives you custodial rights. It gives you parenting time. It gives you custody.
Take
So
my
the
money.
DNA
But
gives you proves that you are the father.
And that you are financially responsible.
But the legitimation is what gives you rights.
Yes. And what a lot of people don't realize is you have, like, let's say you have two parents, they raise their children, they co-parent well, they never go through legitimation process. Dad dies. That child gets nothing. They are not considered an heir because they were never legitimated.
Out of here.
whoa.
So I tell dads all the time because I run into them. They have a great relationship with mom. They don't want to legitimate. They don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
They got this plan worked out. They like their schedule. They like the amount of money that she's accepting. But I have to tell them, like, if something happens to you, your child is not an heir. So you're leaving them out high and dry. Outside of a life insurance policy that you may make them a beneficiary,
Yeah.
you leave them high and dry.
So
So no Social Security, no benefits from the military, no nothing, because they are not considered your heir.
But this is what's funny. In the state of Georgia, when you're married, the court looks as the parent has equal.
Yep.
But then when you're not married,
Then it's not
y'all
equal.
have. And it sounds like when you're not married, they're more in favor of the mother.
No, not, but like logically, let's think about this.
Okay.
She actually gave birth. So there's no question
that
who
who
the
she
mother
mother
is.
is.
That
There's
makes
always
sense.
a question,
Who the-
mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
My God. I've heard it.
This is so good.
I've heard it.
I had a client who, refused to get a DNA test when child support was served on him. Well, then he wanted to do legitimation. And in a particular county, certain judges require a DNA. This son of his was maybe 6 or 7 at this time. He had been taking care of him, paying child support, going through hell with this mother just to have a relationship. The DNA came back, it wasn't his baby.
Oh my God. Okay. And a hush comes over the crowd.
And we're silent.
He was devastated.
I'm sure.
In
And heartbroken.
tears. Like that was
sure.
his
This
son,
baby, yes.
right? Devastated.
Okay.
And that child probably was devastated.
I'm sure of it.
Good
You know.
Now, of course, the child wasn't in court. They,
Right.
they don't,
Right. But, you know.
devastated nonetheless.
Okay. So you have given us already some amazing nuggets. Okay. But I also want to remember that there was something that Leslie had asked that we don't want to forget that she asked because we definitely want to continue hearing your story. All right. So we had gotten to the point where we had heard about your biological father
Stepping in.
paying for your.
Not paying for, but putting his name on the loan
Okay,
to
got it.
qualify.
Okay.
All the loans
Okay.
still in my name.
Okay.
And they sitting right
As
where
what
they
you
at.
did. As what you did.
Sure. I understand. Okay, but your question was.
How did her bonus dad, who raised her, feel about her bio dad coming in, stepping into?
Did he have a feeling?
Did he have it?
He did not, because unfortunately, the year before he passed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right, but that in and of itself
Yeah, was
was
a part of-
was God's kindness,
Sure.
and he passed because if he were alive, he would have been the one to do it.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Right, but he
Understood.
wasn't. He passed, and it was just. When I used to call my father and try to have a relationship or say, "Hey, I need $25," he would be like, "Ask my wife."
Wait.
Now, his wife had 2 kids when they got married. They were married for 25 years. Bless their heart. But if me and my brother, we share the same father and the same mother, we would call and try to have a relationship, and he would be like, "Ask my wife." For $25.
Wow.
So he was taking care of her kids over his own. And so for me, with the kind of personality I got, I was like, I'd rather
I'm not asking.
I'm not gonna ask you for nothing.
You for $2.50.
You just peel back another layer of a blended situation.
And yes, and we can get into that because my husband right now tried to do that with his older kids. Now, when I met him, they were already grown because my husband is an older man.
Okay.
But he was like, oh, don't tell them to ask me. You are their father. If they want something, you say yes or no. He was like, yeah, but we run our finances together. So if they're asking me, they got to ask you. I said, no, if they ask you, then you and I have a conversation about it, and then you respond.
Yeah.
You don't send them to me because I despise that about my father when he did it.
Yeah.
Right? And we're talking about, like, if they're asking for $100, you can make a decision like $100. That you got that in your pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't send them to me. Why I got to be the bad guy or the good guy if I say yes or no?
That makes sense.
That's not fair to me. And then it puts me in a light with them as the adult children that were there before me, like, here we go.
Now, did your dad have any additional kids with the wife? Okay. Wow. So how many children do you have now?
I have 6 children.
Okay.
1 bonus son and my 5 biological children.
And how is that dynamic?
It is great. Our bonus son has lived with us since he was, okay, my goodness. I met my husband when his son was almost 3. My twins had just turned 3. So they are the same age for a few months each year. So I call them the triplets.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So he comes into my life when he's almost 3. And there's 4 kids at that time running around calling me mommy. He starts to call me mommy, just naturally.
Yeah.
Now, my husband's ex-wife, his mother, at some point found out about it, heard it, and lost it.
Had a conniption.
She did, but she had a real conniption because she kidnapped him.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Can we think? Hold on.
Wait.
We'll go ahead and thank the sponsors now.
All right.
Do all that.
Please hurry up and say
come
those
back.
responses. I will be coming back to this one.
Can we do that? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Thank you, sponsors. You all are amazing. We thank you because it is because of our partnership with you that we are able to have amazing conversations
like this.
Okay, amazing guests like Attorney Roy.
Yes.
We are appreciative of everybody who continues to partner and show your support for the My Dope Blend podcast, for the Bonus Club community. Thank you for everybody who continues to just, whether it's financial or even if it's just those of you who continue to listen and like and subscribe and share and comment. I mean, it's a joint effort. We all working together to get conversations like this out because we're in season 3 and it seems like these stories are common.
It's
These
very
stories,
common.
I mean, you could be sitting with a person, you could sit next to them on a bus, or you could just be going out for a holiday dinner and sit next to a person and talk and start to hear this story, and you just don't realize
And it resonates.
that we are all connected in some way. We all have similar stories and backgrounds. So thank you to all of our amazing sponsors of the My Dope Blend podcast. Keep sponsoring and we'll keep blending.
Yes.
And for those of you who are watching, if this conversation is already engaging to you, I'm sure that there's somebody that you know that could stand here. So make sure that you share, like, comment, get in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us make the face that Leslie's making. Put that in the comments
This is
so that we can
good.
respond. Because
This
we are getting ready to go back, quarters back in session.
Yes. I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're on.
Yes.
Okay, so prior to me coming into the situation, they had joint physical custody.
Okay.
So she would have the school year, he would have the entire summer. Some things were going on that made my husband feel like he should live with us during the school year and her during the summer. And so there was, because she wasn't abiding by the order. Okay. Now, prior to me entering, he would just let it fly. And I was like, You can't do that.
Can't do
You
it.
can't let her keep your son for 6 months like she's not violating a court order and not do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But because my husband is a worker, he's a provider, he tries to focus on that and let what he would consider, it's not a big deal. We'll get to court. We'll handle it. And I'm like, no, we're gonna handle it now. So file a contempt. And the judge basically said in court that day, either you guys are going to reach a resolution on this makeup time or we're going to start having visits or somebody going to jail today.
My God.
Now, simultaneously, we had a modification of custody pending in another county. So, I'm a lawyer. Let's resolve both of them. And what better way to do it than to do it now?
Yeah.
Where there's something on the line. So we got them for the school year. We basically flipped their schedules.
Okay.
Spring break of 2017 was her time to have him. She never came back. We had to hire a private investigator.
What?
It took a year to locate him. There was an APB out, there was missing persons, Rockdale Sheriff, Rockdale Police. It took us a year. And he was found in Florida, was not going to school. He should have been in kindergarten, was frail, because I guess he had been kept inside so nobody would see him.
Sure. Jesus.
And when DFACS called us, I was actually in court as a whole lawyer doing a case, got the phone call that they had him and we need to catch a flight to go get him. And so the judge was very gracious in resetting my case. We went down there, got to the airport. DFACS had him at the airport. And the lady asked him, do you know who this is, pointing at my husband? And he said, yes, that's my dad, but I thought he was dead.
Wow.
Y'all.
Now, so this April of 2017, he went missing. April 2018, we find him. But March 2018, we have a child together. So we flew with the baby to go pick him up.
Wow.
Oh my God. He thought his dad was dead?
Well, somebody told him that. Guess who
That
told him?
goes, you don't have to tell me. That goes back to the past episode we were talking about manipulation.
Yeah.
Manipulated that child. And of course, children are going, especially when it comes to their mother, they're going to believe everything that we say. Well, Mom, why would we lie to you? But you take him away from a situation that was healthy, that benefits him. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Out of being bitter, out of being hurt, or wanting something that isn't yours, or wanting the life that isn't yours.
When they say hell hath no fury like a
Woman scorn. And the truth is, and I'm not trying to put a negative viewpoint on mothers or women, because I'm a woman and I'm a mother. I'm a bio mom and I'm a bonus mom. But in this case, you can't help but to, center this around that specifically, because I'm hearing that the dad wanted to step in and step up and tried, and then you took that child out that environment. Yeah. This is not the first time we've heard that.
It didn't stop there. So we find him.
Wait.
Go ahead.
We find him. We bring him home. Now, of course, she is extradited back to Georgia. She goes through her criminal process, charged with interference of custody because she crossed state lines, which is a felony. Gets a sentence. I don't know that she saw him for a year after that, which was necessary, because what we learned was whatever he went through during that time was very dramatized to him. He was very traumatized because he was scared of the dark. He was scared of water. He wouldn't be left alone. Like, there was a reacclimation that was more difficult than what I believe should have been, because he was four when he left, 5, turned 5, came back 5, 6. But it was a lot of adjusting, a lot of trying to get him back to being the normal little boy that he once was. And then that's when the hell came toward me. I was being accused of child abuse. I had the Rockdale County Sheriff at my house at least twice a month. I had defects caught. Now, all of these allegations are against me personally.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing to do with my husband.
Right.
It was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sexually abused him. I physically abused him. Defects, by the time defects came out the 4th or 5th time, they was like, Ms. Roy, we just need to come in, turn the water on. Because at this point, we know what it is.
Sure.
Yep.
So I've had defects cases. When defects comes into your home, they're not just concerned about that child. They want to talk to all the children.
Sure.
And do you know how violated
I'm
that
sure.
feels?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So, and that was before God redeemed me for real, because I was ready to go do what I had to do.
And worry about the
So she
consequences later.
was she locked? Was she in jail?
She didn't stay in jail long.
Okay,
Her sentence ended up being probation and retribution.
Okay.
Right? Now,
Okay.
typically you don't get retribution on cases like that, but I told the DA, I was like, I want you to look at these receipts, because the amount of money we had to spend on a PI, I feel like there needs to be some retribution. And it's not against any OCGA code that she can't pay retribution. Most of the time they do retribution for like white collar crimes. Somebody steals somebody retirement money, they get caught, now you gotta pay this money back. But I want you to pay this PI money back. That's what I want you to do, first and foremost.
I love her. That would be so mean.
Because like,
yeah, because what?
the audacity.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then finally that kind of sizzled down. She couldn't get me at home, so then she wrote the state bar and made a complaint about me as a lawyer. So I had a state bar investigation, because they have to take every complaint seriously until they're proven to be fraudulent or false. And so I went through a rough period, and my husband and I, we fell out.
Wow.
We fell out over all of this. And it's a little bit out of order, but we ended up getting divorced and then ended up getting remarried. But nonetheless,
This is
Okay.
no. This
You're
is
gonna have to come back.
you. No, I'm serious. You got to come back because your story, to me, not only resonates with just the bonus, it's marriage, it's personal things that you went through, because it was a personal attack against you. Then we deal with bitterness from the ex, who this was an ex-wife or ex-wife. And then you taking in the child, then that child being taken away from. It's so many layers that I'm sure our viewers and our listeners, so many of them, if it's not all, they put some like, okay, I can identify with that. I can identify with this. Oh, definitely I can identify with that. You know, even we're sitting here, and even though it hasn't been that extreme, but we understand the aspect from, doing things not intentionally toward me, but indirectly to me.
Sure.
Because.
now,
Okay.
my
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4. My fourth ex-husband is the father of my twins.
Wait.
Yo, the crew was sitting back and they sitting up like, wait, what?
So my husband right now, he's 5 and 6.
He 5 and 6. Okay.
I'm number 5 for him. So we was on the same monkey train.
Woo!
We had them same hot summers.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But ex-husband number 4 is the father of my twins. This is where my dope blend is really dope.
Okay.
All right. So my twins' father, my fourth ex-husband, he comes over for Christmas Eve, game night, dinners, barbecues. If we have a party at our house, he's there.
Really?
He and my husband have really shown that a dope blend is possible.
Wow.
Right. So, like for instance, when is this going to air?
Season 3. Well, the producers
by
will
this
let us
weekend,
know.
right?
No.
No.
You're good. You're good.
No,
You're
no.
good.
Okay,
You're
so
good.
this weekend I'm having a surprise 60th birthday
Okay.
for my husband.
Okay.
My ex-husband's gonna be there.
Oh.
He's gonna bring the twins,
That's
and
deep.
he's gonna, we have a pool party, he's there. We have a cookout, he's there.
That's deep.
Christmas Eve, he spends with us. Like that's a routine that we do every year.
I love that. Oh, this is good.
And
I can't stop saying
it
that.
takes
This is
two
so good.
mature
Yes,
adults,
yes,
right?
maturity,
Now I would have
yeah.
loved. I'm sorry, y'all. I would have loved to have to have had that with my bonus son's mom.
Yeah.
And, you know, as a quick update, because I have been fully redeemed, I have forgiven her. And she has reached out to my husband for some financial assistance. And because it was her and not kids, of course, he had to come through me. And she was like, well, I don't want you to tell your wife she's not going to do it. He was like, you don't know my wife. And we did it. I was like, I don't want it back. It's just, it is what it is, because at somewhere along her line, something happened and made her the way she was. Or she felt insecure about being a mother, or you know, something triggered her when she heard her son call me mommy. And I'm like, I got kids. Like, it's not a position I'm trying to take from you, but I also care for him the way that I care for my own.
As a mother.
As a mother. And so if he called me Miss J or Miss Jeff or mommy, it doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to do the same thing I've always done. And what I tell my kids, like, if if the twins' father ever got remarried, it wouldn't bother me a bit if they called her mom, because I'm secure in my motherhood. I'm secure enough in how I've raised them, and the love that I've given, and the things that I've instilled in them, and what they know from me to be a good mom. I wouldn't be scared about that. It wouldn't make me feel any kind of way.
Absolutely.
Wow.
This is so beautiful. Even you saying the whole, you know, with calling mom, I went through that as well. Our oldest daughter, she struggled because she really wanted to. And mine was L mom. I want to call you L mom. But her mom was like, I mean, to the point it made her cry. Like, why can't I? I love her too. So it became Miss L, which was fine with me. I don't care, because I know who I am to you guys. I'm not trying to replace. I have 2 boys of my own. But guess what? I know who I am to them. I'm a mother figure to them. And it would be so beautiful if we could work together instead of apart. 2 heads are better than one. 2 moms. Who, especially for girls. Everything I say to them, they'll tell you, they'll say to anybody, I'll say, have you talked to your mom? Because I want us to be on the same page. I never want to go against what you're saying. And I don't ever want you to put them against what I could possibly be saying. But there's no way to do that if we're not on the same page. I'm not saying we got to be besties, but there has to be a mutual respect for your position, because I respect you as his ex-wife, and I respect you as their mother.
Well, I ain't got no respect for no ex-wife. You can keep that. But I got respect as mama. I ain't getting no respect about that.
I love it so.
See, that's okay. That's your military.
Listen.
Respect for the ex-wife.
That's your military right there.
Ex.
Okay. All right. So.
Okay.
I know you got to get to the Skittles, but just before we get to the Skittles, just one quick question. You yourself personally have a blended background.
I had a stepmom and a stepdad.
Okay. So you yourself had a blended background.
This is so good. I can't stop saying it.
You married several times into a blended situation. You had a military background. And then you yourself also joined the military for a time. Blending military, are you able to say how the 2 of those parts of your life shaped or have given you an insight into being able to blend? Does that make sense, what I'm asking?
Yeah. So military background, I'm very structured at home. So my blend is a schedule, right? Everybody's on the same schedule. And what I have learned, because my 2 oldest are grown, I got a 24-year-old and a 20-year-old, is that every child is different, right? My oldest child, I had to beat the brakes off her, right? My second oldest, she doesn't vibe well with that. She would rather a conversation, and it shifts her. My oldest, you got to beat the brakes off. I can't talk to her. But when she was young. And so I think the shift and being military is the structure, but understanding there has to be flexibility for everybody's different personality. My bonus son is my quiet, like, he's quiet. He don't really like doing a whole bunch of like sports activities. He's more artsy. He's a builder. My twin son and my twin daughter, they're athletes, right? And earlier, my husband's like, "Oh, go do this." I'm like, he's not an athletic person. Like, that's not him. He wants to go build a robot with cardboard boxes. Let him go build a robot, right? So I think it just, because military, you change a lot. I changed schools. I don't even know all the schools I went to, but I had to pick up the pieces, and I was able to adapt. Now, did I put down roots anywhere? No. Which also means I'm not really an emotional decision maker.
Okay.
I don't have heavy, I'm not an emotional person. So I don't really get emotional. I don't make emotional decisions.
That's good. That's good. Wow. You guys, this is amazing. And I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that you've heard regarding this. Do you have something you want to say or anything like that before I...
No, I just think that this has been a great conversation. I think if there was anything else that I would want to just kind of dig into just a touch more, or just ask you about a touch more, would be, you mentioned a little earlier about a situation that you had, a case that you had where there was toxicity involved. You know, I would say my question would be, whether it's by your parent, bonus parent, if there's toxicity involved, you know, what would you say from an attorney standpoint? You know, what would you say to a couple or to a bonus blended situation where there's toxicity involved?
So, you know, getting into a court of law and proving toxic is hard, right? There has to be a paper trail. There has to be behavior that is so egregious it would raise the eyebrows of a judge, which is hard to do because they see a lot. Most judges double as a criminal and a domestic judge, right? So they see a lot. But not being the toxic parent would be the goal, as bio or bonus, right? Not being the person that contributes to the toxicity. For example, the case that I was referring to, dad would put these boys out in the middle of the night if they talked to their mom on his parenting time, right? Make them walk home. They've walked home without clothes, like a pair of shorts, no shirt, and it might have been 50 degrees. And instead of mom lashing out and talking badly about dad to the boys, she goes to therapy, right? So as to not to add to the toxic, right? And what parents do a lot of times is they vent to the children as if children have the ability to process all that you're saying about another person that they love.
Wow.
And they don't.
That's good.
They don't have that capability.
That's amazing, because I can identify with that.
Yeah, so it's just don't add to the toxicity, right? Be the person that is a safe haven, be the safe parent, and it might look like you're a punk, and sometimes it'll feel like that, but it's what's best for the children.
I really do like
I think she used to think I was a punk sometimes.
I did.
Oh, you probably was just a tidwit bit. You was going,
wow.
Because he has his nature is
You're
passion.
so kind.
Yeah, see, you're so kind. He's
kind, not
passive.
punk.
well, I mean, kindness can kind of equate to punk when you let people take advantage of you, even if it ain't a court order, but that ain't my business.
Skittles, taste the rainbow. Thank you.
Attorney Roy, who I believe she's going to become a friend of mine. She is definitely about to be a friend of mine. But so I do this thing with Skittles, you know, taste of the rainbow, but they represent different things when it comes to blended.
Okay.
So the red, of course, you know, red means something's wrong. You're dealing with some type of negativity or something like that in the blended family. Of course, the orange is kind of more of a cautionary thing. Your yellow is telling us about a fond memory. Your green is fun, and your purple is basically you're describing specifics, or if one word or something, a word to describe your family. So I'm gonna let you pick a color.
Okay.
And
do I get to see the color?
Absolutely. No, you don't want to see it? Okay,
No,
close
we
your
always
eyes.
made you close your eyes.
Oh,
And
that's
whatever
right.
one you pick,
Close
you
your
got-
eyes
that's
and
your
just pick.
answer.
And just pick.
Oh, that one was deformed.
Okay, there you go.
Is that the color you wanted? Look at y'all. You got favor. We gonna hang out.
Yes,
you and I.
we really
Y'all
are.
can be friends.
Yes.
But I like folks that got favor.
I like this. Yes. Okay.
Now remind me what green is.
Green is a happy.
Let's see. A happy. So every year we started 2 years ago. instead of doing traditional Christmas with wasting money on gifts and all the things, we take family trips.
Okay.
So every Christmas, my kids know that we're going on a trip. We never know where. We take a family vote. Like March will be our family vote for this Christmas.
Love that.
And we take a trip. I let everybody get 1 or 2 gifts that they want, and then we trip and spend money on memories versus things.
Love that.
Oh, I love that.
Love that. That's great. That's awesome.
Y'all, I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode as much as Greg, because you don't
y'all-
want me to say my husband, Greg, and I have. Y'all, and if y'all don't agree with me, Attorney Roy, she cool. She dope. She's dope, yo. Yes, I love it. But I hope you also have, she's talked about, the court system and how things work. She's talked about her experiences. But even in talking about those things that were, toxic, or those who may have experienced things that were negative, like, what she experienced with her bonus son, there was still light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's really important, that to know that you can take a negative situation and bring positivity out of it. It's all about how you look at it. It's also about forgiveness. It's all about grace. It's about maturity. We have to look at all of those different factors. Yes, they come at different points in our lives, but that matters. And it's all about, as we all agree at this table, the children. That's who matter most of all. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I love y'all. Remember to continue to follow us on every social media platform. I want you guys to get into the comments. My Dope Blend
y'all
podcast.
want to see Attorney Roy come back.
Yes, and tell me
Put
if
that in
y'all
the
want more
comments.
from.
We wanna
Actually,
see her come back.
that's good. And if y'all have questions for Attorney Roy, that would be really, really good. Ask me some questions that you would like to ask her, because she's definitely going to be back. And we're going to dig into that a little bit more. So with that being said, I want y'all to keep blending. We love y'all, and peace out.